You are listening to He Said, She Said, with L.A. Rob, and D the VIP. Oh, yeah.
And we're back. This is L.A. Rob and the lovely
D the VIP.
And today we're going to be talking to you about friends.
How many of us have them? Let's be friends.
Yes, I was on Facebook the other day, and I know somebody who has like 1,000-something friends, and I have about half of that.
Okay.
And like I say, I'm in the filmmaking, and it's important to market yourself. So as a filmmaker, you're supposed to put your work out.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to develop like a list of people who, or what they call a fan base.
Mm-hmm.
And you would assume that being on Facebook, because Facebook has this thing where I don't know how they do it,
mm-hmm.
but they're able to put you in touch with people you went to high school with by having friends,
mm-hmm.
and those associated people who either went to school and know people. The crazy thing about that, when I first started Facebook, I signed up and I friended everybody I went to high school with. And what I found quickly was Facebook is this weird thing where it's like, okay, I can see who's married.
Mm-hmm.
I can see who is doing things. I can see, who...
Doing things like what?
Well, that is kind of general.
Doing
like,
things.
Okay,
yeah,
like...
a little ambiguous.
Okay, like, I can see who decided to go to Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Or I can
so
see...
who's traveling and...
Or my personal favorite, I have a friend, and they're like, let's get together. And on Facebook, I find that, let's just say I'm in Vegas, and we're best friends, and I'm assuming they don't tell me they're. I'm like, let's get together. They say okay, and then I found out through Facebook that they were in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't bother to look me up or anything, and
that's not your best friend then.
I'm like,
that person has declared that you are associates or on friendly terms, but that person's not your best friend.
Right.
Yes.
And I'm just like, I'm left feeling like, okay, I'm starting to think that despite being called Facebook, we're not really friends, really.
Well, it's Facebook, though. It's Facebook. I have faces in the book. That doesn't mean it's not friend book. That's a little different. It's Facebook. Right. These are faces in a book. Faces of people that I know. But it doesn't say this is friend book. It doesn't say this is family book. It doesn't say best friend book. It says Facebook. So they're clear. We're not offering friendship. We're offering FaceTime.
We're offering connectivity.
Yes.
Yeah. And one thing I'll give Facebook, that this is the first time in the dawn of human race that before Facebook, there was no way to get in contact with people you went to elementary school with.
Yeah, that's true.
None. No way. No contact.
Right.
Facebook is this thing that has been so global that we can literally go back and dig up people who we've lost contact with.
Yes. That's the greatest thing, I think, the greatest gift that Facebook offers you. Yes. Because, one, you can keep in contact with family members, friends, associates, whatever they are. You can keep in contact by virtue of what they put on their Facebook page. But also you can find people that you might have gone to high school or elementary school or even kindergarten or, all these other school spent some time with in all these other capacities. So you're able to find them, which is a great gift, because a lot of people spend, they've looked for their father or their mother and had no hope of ever finding them. And then here comes Facebook, and all of a sudden they're reunited and finding each other.
And Facebook is a very real thing. Like, I literally found a relative, never met them in real life, but found them on Facebook.
Yeah, it's a very powerful tool.
It's a very powerful research or reference tool, unlike any other.
Right.
But with that
being said,
mm-hmm. there is another side of Facebook. The problem I have with Facebook, dear Facebook, in light of us showing our lives, there's also, I think, the ability to embellish, I think, to image build.
Of course.
You know, who wants to put, because like when I became friends with certain, family members, I feel like, because before Facebook there was Black Planet, and my parents or anybody significant wasn't on Black Planet.
Right. That was a youthful thing.
That was a useful thing in its heyday.
Youthful, young, young persons thing.
Now with Facebook, I have relatives and
senior citizens.
And so when I'm doing stuff related to, I'm a filmmaker, and I put, I have all these friends, and I put information out there saying, I made this new movie, come check it out, and I think people are so into what they're doing, I'm only getting maybe 2 likes on it. I have to beg to, like, what happened, guys? Are we friends? But on the same note, now I played a practical joke. I wouldn't try this at home. I had made a fake announcement that I was getting married, and I got the most likes of any post that I've ever made on Facebook. Why is it that the thing that I'm really passionate about, no one really cares about, and the thing that I think would be considered a social event or a social milestone, like being married or having kids.
Yeah, because you did say that you were expecting. That was a part of the
expecting,
joke.
right?
Yeah.
This was on April Fool, and everybody and their mama who I've never talked to feel the need to compel and express their congratulations. I went to the gym, and the guys when I'm doing my sets, the guys at the gym walked up to me and wanted to congratulate me because they learned through Facebook that I was going to get married, and I had to kind of let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, I think it's because people probably are looking at your site even if you don't know that they are. Like, they might not say that they like your movie or, leave a response to that, but they may actually still go and check it out and just never say one way or another whether they did look at it until you strike up a conversation, and they may say, oh yeah, I did see X, Y, and Z. So I think that happens a lot of times. And then I think you have people who have so many friends that it's hard. Like, once a friend says something, then immediately another friend will say something, and it will push, keep pushing the comments down, so that by the time you look for it, it's hard to find. Right. Like in my case, I have Facebook is for me, like networking. I do have family members who are friends on Facebook for obvious reasons because they're family members. I do have classmates and people like that who are friends, but primarily a lot of the people who are on Facebook are associates and acquaintances that I met when I was doing business. Right. So, with that being said, they're like putting stuff out all the time, because at this point it's about 2,500 people. So they're putting stuff all the time, and then I'll have people at work say, oh, I invited you to this, or did you see the post that I made about that? And I'll have to tell them no. And, I'll say that because, and then I'll say I have to check for it, because when you have that many members, your page is constantly being changed. It's constantly, being updated. So you're not going to see posts like you would if you only had 100 members, or you only had 50 members or something like that. So it's a little different.
Well, how do you feel about the Facebook feature where where they have birthdays, and somebody's birthday or your birthday might come up? Mm-hmm. Everybody knows your birthday is coming up, and they don't wish you a happy birthday. Now, do you think that's wrong? Cause we all are guilty of it. Like, I get notices about certain birthdays, and I have to go in and reevaluate. Is this person worth me taking the time to wish them happy birthday because when my birthday comes along, I don't remember them wishing me happy birthday. Is it a weird sort of thing?
Oh, that's kind of wrong. Like, it is. I got into trouble about this recently. A friend's birthday came up. And again, there's a situation of you have so many people who you are friends with that their birthday happened to fall on a day when there were probably like 10 other people's.
Yeah.
And their name wasn't the name listed, because that would have been a reminder for me, okay, let me send something to say happy birthday.
Right.
So I didn't see it. And I actually coincidentally contacted the friend that day to say, hey, did you see my podcast actually?
Oh.
And they said, oh no, never mentioned their birthday. And then the next day they said, oh, you didn't say happy birthday to me, you missed my birthday. And I felt like such a jackass because I had sent them an email like, yeah, why don't you look at my podcast? But yeah, I didn't say happy birthday to them. So I felt like some self-centered jackass, but I didn't know it was their birthday.
Right.
So you do have that situation. Now for me, I have some wonderful, amazing Facebook friends who will say happy birthday to me, and I try when I have time, and I notice that there's some birthdays, I try to send out birthday wishes to them. But all of my real friends know that I'm notorious for forgetting birthdays, so
Right. It might not be your fault. You might just you might actually be offline in real life doing stuff.
Well, he saw that I was online. That was the problem. He saw that I was online. I was actually on Facebook. No, I was really screwed because he saw that I was online. I was actually on Facebook, but I did not see his name, because there's so many people. And so in his situation, I think he might have 100 friends or so. It's a small number of friends, and so because he's able to see all of his friends when their birthday comes around, he thought it was the same way for me, and I had to explain, well, it's kind of not the same way. And the funny thing, the irony in it all, is his wife posts all the time, and I see her for some reason. She has the best timing ever because I always see her post, but that day she didn't freaking say it was his birthday. She didn't say anything about that. And of course, I'm still in the doghouse about this, mind you.
Oh my goodness. I know you can get, this is the only time that I guess now you can be virtually in trouble if you don't manage your virtual life.
If you don't manage your virtual life,
it's
you
like
will
a job,
be,
in a way.
I got royally reprimanded for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a job. You have to.
Yeah, and another thing I wanted to touch on is another thing I noticed. I was going through my cell phone, and I was also going through Facebook. There are people who, I became friends with a long time ago. I interned back in 2004. We became friends. Nice enough people back then, but now it's 2014 and we don't really talk.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't do anything wrong or nothing like that, but we don't communicate anymore. So I have their number. We don't really talk anymore. I unfriended them because when I did try to contact them, it was kind of like, oh yeah. It was very surface. Nothing against them, but sometimes friendship is just cool.
Well, so I think that at that point you have to evaluate: was it truly a friendship, or was it just an acquaintance?
Yeah.
And when you go your separate ways, that ends the acquaintance. I've had situations in terms of me personally. I've had situations where I met people. And we worked together and we became great friends. And, we still talk to this day. We don't talk as often. I have some of my best friends that I will go weeks without talking to them. And then we'll talk to each other and it'll be like we didn't miss a beat. We'll laugh and kiki and turn back to the 10-year-old or 8-year-old or whatever the age was that we were when we met each other and became close friends. So I've had that situation happen too. But I think it's a matter of assessing whether it's friendship or whether it's just an acquaintance. Because that's different.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is about friendship, I mean, you know, as kids, because, you know, we're raised, we go to school together, and you're kind of in the same situation, so you kind of just, you either become friends or you become enemies, right?
Right.
As you grow older, you go to college and you meet people, and, you know, it's the same thing all over again. But once you leave college and you have to go to a job where you're forced to work with people who, I'm going to say, may not have your best interests at heart. You're expected to do something and not really be friends, because it's considered rude if you can't really trust people out in a work situation versus, like, you know, you have to be careful who you consider who your friends are when it comes to work. It becomes really weird. And so, I don't mean to interrupt you, but
No, go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, as we grow older, you know, people like to, you know, it seems like we become more insulated and we trust less because it seems like what people are, I think, supposed to do, or what society, I think, tells you to do, you're supposed to get married and have children, and that is supposed to be your unit. But if you're a person who, as an adult, in your 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever, you know, making real friends and having that real connection, it seems like people always have to draw from that well in the past. And, you know, people change.
Well, I think that's why making friends is a continual process.
Yeah.
You don't stop making friends after you leave college. I've been fortunate enough in the work arena to make some great friends. I still talk to people. I worked at a television station in Michigan for some years, and I still talk to a good portion of the people that I talked to then. And even now at my work place now, I have some great people that I met, and I know that some of those people I will continue to keep in contact with long after I'm no longer working at that particular place. So I think it's about you as a person, and you connecting with somebody who has the same interests that you have, or who you just have a connection with. I think it's a lot easier for women, because women are more social creatures, and we'll get together and identify a person who we share some commonality with, and we'll become friends far quicker than men, because men are more solitary, more kind of to yourselves, and create your own world. So I think it's a little different when it's a man going into a workplace trying to make friends versus a female.
One thing that's interesting about what you said is Facebook is really one of these things where it's like you get severely reprimanded if you go outside of a circle and try to friend somebody. Like, say, I'll give you an extreme example. Say a famous celebrity is on Facebook, but you have no real connection to this celebrity, but you try to friend them, and this celebrity declines your friendship, or at least they don't know you, and declines your friendship. Facebook will come back to you and warn you that if you continue to do this, your account will be suspended. So you're punished for trying to grow your social network or meet other people. And I say that to play devil's advocate. Growing up, we have our social network, and as we grow older, our social network becomes really, really tight and very, efficient. I like going to my social network if I have a problem and I can ask an opinion about something. I can get different opinions that I really trust. But is it always healthy? Because of the danger is you'll just stay in that particular social network. Even older people, they date within the same type of social group. They don't go outside that social group because it's a reliable group where they can get what they need from that group. Is that healthy?
Well, I think it depends on the person. When I first moved to California, I didn't have a job. I had been laid off from the television station in Michigan. So I moved to California.
Good move.
Yeah, I could move. To further my career and to do something different. I was producing in Michigan and wanted to produce on a larger scale in California. But I ended up joining the YMCA, and I would go in the mornings at like 9:30, 10 o'clock to classes because I didn't have a job then. This is while I was looking for work. And I met a group of ladies that ended up calling the Butterfly Troop. And this group of ladies were these elderly, well-to-do ladies who did not look like me. So they were not African American for the most part. I was the only African American within, I don't know how many thousands of yards and feet and all of that. And so when the first day that I came, it was kind of like, it was that pregnant pause of, okay. And the second day that I came, you know, the ladies still kind of checked me out. By the third day, they figured, okay, well, I think she's going to be here. And so they started to introduce themselves, and we got acquainted. I will tell you that by the end of that month, I had become a fixture in the group. So much so that I call them Butterfly Troop because they each adopted a name of a butterfly, a type of butterfly. So it was like the Marquesa, yeah, you know, and I mean it was like Duchess Van Smatterling, which is a name for a butterfly in German. And I was Princess Paloma because that's the name of a butterfly, how you pronounce butterfly in Catalan. And so, although they call me Lady D because of, or Princess Di because of Diana. So, but I mean, we would do lunch, and they found out I was interested in film, and one person actually took me. Her husband had a company that dealt with films, and he's also camera guy on one of the network shows, but they took me to a conference and stuff like that. They were in the DGA, and so they would take me around and introduce me to people and stuff like that. And it was just the most amazing situation that you can be in. Like, you know, we had nothing in common other than we came to the pool each day at a certain time to take a class. And after a while, you know, we became really, really good friends. You know, I had this one, I would go to this writing class with this one lady, and she happened to be like the only other African American who would come to this one class. But you know, she was elderly as well, but she would take me to writing classes. It was the best situation ever because we would go to writing classes each week and had a great time doing it. But again, you know, they became some of the best friends I've ever had. And we have nothing in common with regard to our background other than they used to work in the industry and, you know, have long since retired. Because we're talking about ladies who were like 80s and, and 90s. And
they've done their thing.
They've done their thing. They're retired.
They're done with it.
But here's what I learned from that.
Okay.
I learned to live your life to the fullest, because these 80 and 90-year-olds were traveling to the North Pole. Oh. You know, they were taking a cruise, educational cruise to like Peru, and just doing all of these amazing things. And life didn't slow them down. They were still grabbing it by the tail and moving forward. So it was an amazing time, an amazing friendship. And unfortunately, because I have a job now, we don't really talk as much or get together as much, but it was amazing.
All right. Wow. So with that being said, it's good to, I guess,
get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, go to the gym.
Go to the gym.
Yeah. Learn to dance, meet some people, do yoga. Don't do the stuff you normally do. And I love Facebook, but sometimes, you know, it's good to take a break from Facebook.
Facebook. I think you need to get into reality, because Facebook will
make you lazy and make you think that you have a relationship and that you're checking in with people if you like something or you make a quick comment about something or post something. You think that it's easy to not call somebody. You know, it's easy to be interrupted by airplanes.
Yes, like we're being right now.
Yeah. But So
it's easy. It's easy to develop an artificial relationship. I had this one meme that said a Facebook romance is all good until someone buys a plane ticket.
Ooh.
Because on Facebook you can have those romances, like you're flirting with. I can't tell you how many people. I don't even have a picture up, mind you. The picture that I have up is
dare any of y'all to try to find a
Michael
picture
Jackson
of VIP.
on a throne.
I give you a clue. It doesn't exist.
That's what I have as my picture, because I don't believe in putting like photographs out and stuff like that. And if you read the fine print, Facebook will tell you they own that. So the only thing I do have is like Michael Jackson and my dog every now and then. But it's it's like people will hit on you and they'll how you beautiful and all this other stuff, and they don't even know what you look like. I mean, which is ridiculous, but they create this artificial relationship online.
Yeah. Remember that thing called catfishing?
Or they try to.
You heard the show Catfishing? It was an MTV show that they created, and on the show,
yes,
they people were creating fake personas that didn't even exist, and so
they would actually track down the real person and show you they actually.
Yeah.
Well, this guy who's on my Facebook page, his name is Christian Keys. He got to start doing Tyler Perry plays, and he's from Michigan, from Flint and Detroit.
Oh.
But he is an attractive dude. He's been in a lot of like C-B kind of movies. He's always playing the leading romantic guy. But anyway, he had to announce that this one page on Facebook wasn't him. It was somebody else who was an imposter. He had to make that announcement on Facebook. And then he found all these other pages, and people were using his picture to say, hey, come talk to me and all this other stuff. And it wasn't him. It was, somebody else. And the same thing happened to a girl that I work with, who's an actress as well. And she somebody took her picture and used it and created an account, at a dating site, and saying that they were her, and they weren't. And so she kind of had to break the bad news. I don't know who you are, but this is not your picture, that kind of thing. So it happens, and it's a scary, crazy
the word friend has been bastardized in the age of the internet, because Facebook is, it's interesting to see on Facebook, by virtue of people's actions and what they post. I'm not gonna name any names, but some people are a bit narcissist. Like, if you're posting a bunch of selfies of yourself,
oh my god,
I
have that all the time.
Look,
where I mean,
you
that drives me nuts.
I get it. You love yourself, and
and you think you look hot in this outfit that you just bought, and
you want to show us your shoes.
That's good. But if another lady takes a picture of herself with her butt out, and the looking over the shoulder shot,
going to the club,
it drives me nuts. And I have some beautiful friends, and I will tell you that they're beautiful, but I will tell you that a good number of them like taking pictures of themselves, and it's thousands of pictures of one person. It's crazy.
Some things you just might not, or it's some things that you just might not want to know,
Well, yeah,
I know somebody, I'm not gonna name any names, who, there were some type of musician and they committed suicide, and people were trying to get in contact with this person through Facebook, and it's sad, but he made the announcement of what he was going to do on Facebook. He was saying his goodbye. And,
really? Wow.
Yeah, and it's tragic,
Yeah.
And I don't know the whole situation, but the point that the takeaway is that don't let social media. It's an illusion. Don't let it define who you are, because it's all an illusion. You know, we live in Hollywood, which is the capital of illusion making.
Right.
You know, it's easy to get sucked in by all the periphery and.
Well, we're used to somebody, I call it Hollywooding you. And that's when they say, oh, yeah, I'll give you a call.
Right.
I'll call you later. And, oh, yeah, let's talk later. I'm really interested in you, and they can care less. And I call that when they Hollywood
absolutely
you. And
zero fucks about it.
Yeah, and that's kind of what people do on Facebook. I mean, a lot of
without
telling you, because they don't have to. But a lot of friends that I do have, they are affiliated with a lot of different celebrities, and they have pictures of themselves with the various celebrities that they're friends with, and their numbers in terms of how many friends they have on Facebook is astounding. But that's because you have people who want to connect with somebody who's connected with all of these celebrities. And so it's interesting when you see that and you know from whence it comes. It's not that they're interested in that person per se as much as they're interested in being close enough to somebody. I mean, I myself have friends of people who I've interviewed before. We're not friends per se. We're just colleagues, or not even colleagues. We're associates, I guess, or acquaintances.
Right, indeed. Of course, you're living in Hollywood. You've been to these networking events, right?
Yes.
You know how that goes, right? Where somebody comes up to you and they tell you what they're into, then they maybe slip you your business card. Yeah. And they like, oh yeah, okay. Or you slip them your business card, and they're like,
well, they readily assess what you can do for them, and if they figure out, or once they figure out that you can't do anything for them immediately,
what they think is a nobody,
then they're going to move on rather quickly. If they think that you can do something for them in the very near future, then you're going to get a business card. So it's a very shallow existence.
Oh, gosh.
But so is Facebook at the end of the day. I mean, if a person who is your friend on Facebook does not call you and do a welfare check on you at some point within a few weeks or a month or something, then that person is your friend. That person is an acquaintance.
Oh my God, D, are you saying that Facebook and Hollywood have a lot in common?
Yes.
Wow. Mind blown.
Okay. Facebook and Hollywood have a lot in common because they are, are your friends if it's necessary. Some people.
Ooh.
I mean, but...
Yo, I'm not going to touch that one.
Okay.
All right. Well, so basically, this has been sort of basically a rant, and
is it a rant? I guess.
It rant.
We're talking about Facebook.
It's a discussion. It's just
anti-social nature of Facebook. There you go.
Yeah, it's like it's image building. It's like it's a weird thing. And where do you think all this is going? Because what we're gonna do, we're gonna get implants in our heads, and maybe probably gonna have to log on to Facebook. And we're gonna be like.
Well, I think this is becoming the Matrix. I really think that the Matrix foretold the future, in that I believe that people will become more isolated because now you can play video games with somebody who's in China without ever leaving your house.
Right.
I can talk to somebody in Brazil without ever leaving my house. And not even just my house, but my bedroom if I want to. As long as I have a laptop or an iPad, I can talk to this person from wherever I am. So you can order food in. Amazon Fresh is delivering groceries. Some of your local grocery stores do that. You can order fast food. They'll deliver to your house. You can pay all of your bills online. We're recording here. So if this is monetized, we're going to have money deposited into an account without ever having to leave your house. So I think that, and that's what I mean by the Matrix, how they were all in a I want to say like a
system,
an incubator or something like
incubator.
that, and they never had to leave. Their minds were
Their
the
bodies,
only thing
yeah.
functioning, but their bodies were in a state of rest, pretty
Yeah.
much. That's where the isolation part is the part that I'm talking about. That's more of where
That's
we're
deep.
going.
We're getting more.
And that's why I think we have all this antisocial behavior with these people killing people for no, like going into the movie theater and killing a bunch of people. We have all of this acting now. People committing suicide over stuff somebody said on the internet, or
Right.
Stuff like that, because they're not being, they meaning people in general, are not being socialized. It's just like a dog that hasn't been taken around people, humans.
It's so weird that people would run a flock to something virtual where you can't see the person physically, but people weren't comfortable with being virtual and not dealing with the face.
Mm-hmm.
But
Because you're brave. I can say what I want to say. I'm online right now. I can tell you how I feel,
And there are
whether
no
you like it or
repercussions.
not. There's no repercussions. You don't know what I look like. You don't know who I am. I mean, with a little research, I'm sure you can find out some of that. But for the most part, I'm not really putting myself on the line. I'm not like a reporter who you can see, you get the person's name, you get what they look like, you know a lot of information about that person. So the internet provides anonymity. So I can say the most outlandish things. I can be disrespectful. I thought it was horrendous, some of the things that were said over the internet about Robin Williams after he took his own life. But people had the unmitigated gall and the balls to say what they said, because they knew, one, you can't see them, two, they're not using their real name, three, you won't know that the person sitting next to you is a callous asshole. So they suffer no repercussions for saying, oh, he's a coward for taking his life, which a reporter actually said that, so he got a little backlash. But he just mimicked what a lot of people had actually said online. So there's no recourse when you have people just ranting and raving online.
Yeah. So with that, I would say, I guess my message, to this is, take a break from the computer. Go
Find
somewhere
some real
cool.
friends.
Yeah, go somewhere nice. Go do something different, and do something social with somebody, and make a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or two.
or two or three,
Play Houdini's song before you do it.
of course.
Yeah. Friends, how many of us have them? Let's be friends.
Mm.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had to go into that. All right.
Oh, goodness. Well, this is L.A. Rob, and this is the lovely
D, the VIP.
coming at you from a secret location in Hollywood, and we will be back.
Deuces.
Peace.
So look, to follow us, you can go to iTunes, tune in. You can like us on Facebook at He Said, She Said, LA Rob, and D the VIP. There's a lot of He Said, She Said out there. So make sure it says LA Rob and D the VIP. Also, you can follow us on Twitter at LA Rob and D the VIP. And if you want to follow LA Rob's shit, honey, this stuff, you can go to Mel Hondo, MALEHONDO at YouTube. Did I say everything?
You did?
Okay.
Well, no, wait, you missed one.
What?
Lord Tyree, LORDTYRE. That one is one of my older.
And I'm not calling him Lord anything. So that's probably why I missed that.
At least not on my.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Or off my